So at last, after many years and plea deals, Dead by Daylight has finally secured the most requested license it's ever had. Five Nights at Freddy's, good old FNAF itself. And in doing so, broke the record for its own player count. And with the addition of the new FNAF license, players now have the iconic abandoned Fazbear Pizzeria to play around in. Except for the ball pit. But that's okay, because they also got a new killer. The one and only Springtrap. The corpse of a child murderer, resurrected in a rotten Springlock suit. He roams the halls of the now abandoned Fazbear Pizzeria, looking for his next victim, armed with a deadly fire axe and a pizza knife so sharp it could cut bone. For this deranged serial killer, the party has only just begun. And if that's not scary enough for you, they also added a white man. So, now that FNAF has been added into the game, the question is there any more licenses available to make in the chapters for Dead by Daylight? And the answer is yes. Yes, a big yes. Yes, there's a lot of them. There's a lot. So get yourselves ready while I go over some of the possible licenses for Dead by Daylight. Now, to start off strong, it's safe to say, even though there's a lot of cool and exciting licenses left for Dead by Daylight, none will quite reach the same level of hype as FNAF. Except for maybe one. Friday the 13th. Killer, Jason Voorhees. The Slasher. The Revenant. The Mama's Boy. Survivor, Tommy Jarvis. Map, Camp Crystal Lake. Big Boy Jason has been locked up in a legal web of who owns what for the past few years now, but it seems like that web is finally starting to unweave a little. Look at that happy little lad. Jason's got his new groove, he's got a new TV show, a new game I think, and the lucky dog also showed up in Multiverses. Oh, and you just know behaviour is salivating, like hungry wolves, for the chance to nab him for the collection. Squeeze him right in, right next to Freddy and Bubba. When it comes to Jason in Dead by Daylight, it seems more like a matter of when than if. And if I had to put money on it, I would say the 10th anniversary. So if it's the 10th anniversary chapter, you come here and give me 1 million likes and $1 million, thank you. The Evil Within. Killer, Stefano Valentini. The Photographer. Survivor, Sebastian Castellanos. Map, I don't know. I'm not that familiar with The Evil Within. And I'm going to be honest, not every chapter needs a map. And maps are also the hardest and most time consuming things to create, so don't be surprised if a lot of chapters I mentioned don't have maps. From what I know from The Evil Within, Stefano is the main antagonist and has the power to freeze people in place with his camera. So maybe a direct translation in Dead by Daylight might be a bit too OP, but I'm sure the fine folks at Behaviour can cook something up. Or you can just be safe, literally, and add the Keeper. That way you get to increase the amount of killers wearing big iron solid shapes on their head. To 2, people also like the idea of Laura being added, that abomination of arms and screams. But come on now, how can you not add someone called Stefano Valentini, eh? Come on. A Quiet Place. Killer, the Death Angel. Survivor, Lee Abbott. Map, none. I don't know how you'd go about adding the blind killer to Dead by Daylight. I guess it would just kind of be like playing the Spirit, where you're just constantly in power. That could be cool. If they do end up adding the Death Angel, all those Steve goals are going to be absolutely cooked, bruh. If you play Screaming Steve, then you better pucker your lips and kiss your ass goodbye! Ah! Outlast. Killer, Chris Walker. The Inmate. The Soldier. The Strong Fat. Or you could go with Richard Trager. The Surgeon. Survivor, Miles Upshaw. Map, Mount Massive Asylum. Between the two killers, I personally prefer Chris Walker. Terminator. Killer, the Terminator. The T-800. Survivor, John Connor. Map, Skynet HQ. Some people prefer the T-1000 with its liquid metal powers, but I prefer the T-800 because it just looks scarier and it's more iconic. T-1000 could be cool though. It. Killer, Pennywise, the Dancing Clown. The Deadlights, the Fear Eater. Survivor, Beverly Marsh. The other losers can be skins or something, I don't know. Map, Dairy Sewers. Everyone and their grandma wants a It chapter for Dead by Daylight, but Stephen King hates video games for no real reason, and he only lets Hollywood use them like a fleshlight, so unless Behaviour can work around the old miser, we might be waiting a while. We're basically all fucking clowns like Pennywise waiting 27 years just for this old fucking grump to stop hating video games. Bioshock. Killer, the Guardian. The Protector. The Big Daddy. Survivor, Elizabeth Comstock. Or Anna DeWitt, whatever her real name is, I don't know. Map, Rapture. Well, I guess Rapture would be their own, wouldn't it? Which, you know what I mean. Bioshock is actually one of my most wanted chapters at this point. So behaviour, would you kindly add Bioshock to Dead by Daylight? You better fucking do it, you son of a... Jaws, Killer, Brucey, the Great White. I guess you could just go with the shark, but you know, the Great White has a bit more of a, how do you say, bite to it. Survivor, Martin Brody. Map, Amity Island Beach. Jaws is another one of my most wanted chapters. Can you imagine working on a gen and just hearing a faint dun dun? That would have those hairs on the back of your neck standing up instantly. And don't give me any of that craziness like they need to flood the maps or put the maps underwater or anything like that. That's just wacky nonsense. Just add like a water ripple effect around the head of the shark, like Rek'Sai from League of Legends or Jeff from Marvel Rivals. I guess the survivors would need new carry animations for when they're flailing inside of Brucey's mouth, but other than that, I believe Jaws is super doable. If you don't believe me, well, shut up. Ghostbusters, Killer, Gozer, the Gozerian, the Destructor, the Traveller, Survivor, Peter Venkman. The other busters could be skins. Map, Ghostbusters HQ. Just make the fire pole interactive for survivors so they can slide down it. And make Slimer sometimes jump out of lockers, like Jonesy the cat or the cupcake. And also, give a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man skin for the clown. Yup, I'm a genius, I'm cooking, I'm fucking cooking, get out my kitchen, I'm cooking. Let me cook. Gremlins, Killer, Stripe, the Gremlin. Survivor, Billy Peltzer, and Gizmo. But Gizmo will only be in lobby animations, you know, like Sable's Cup.
Yum.
Map? None. Come on, behaviour. If you can add Chucky, you can add Stripe. And just imagine the skins. Oh, you got Mohawk, you got Brain Gremlin, you got Flasher Gremlin, you got the Electric Gremlin. And the only skin that really matters to the Dead by Daylight community, let's be real. Whew. Greta Gremlin. Lordy! M3GAN. Killer. What? But that's how it's written. I'll pronounce it however I want. Fine, whatever. Megan. Killer. Megan. Says M3GAN, but whatever. The AI. The android. The girl boss. Get it? It's like girl boss, but never mind. Survivor, Gemma Forrester. Map, none. You just gotta add Megan, babe. You gotta. They made her taller in the second movie just so she could pick people up and put them on the hooks. Come on, baby. They did it for you. Have a heart. Fallout, Killer, the Deathclaw. Survivor, Vault Dweller. And by the way, that's first name Vault, last name Dweller. Behaviour's own little Fallout OC. That way they could have just like unlimited potential with the skins. Map, Vault. I don't know, fucking pick a number. Pick a number, step right up, pick a number. Predator. Killer, the Predator. The Yautja. Survivor, Naru. Personally, I think she fits the world of Dead by Daylight a lot more than Arnold. Map, doesn't really need one, but I guess a jungle map. If they wanted to make one. Maybe they could add a crashed Yautja ship. Just add a little bit more to play around in. Just like Jason, I think Predator is more of a when than a if. I think he's coming real soon, real soon. I can almost taste that Alien vs Predator 2 V8 mode. Ooh. The Grudge. Killer. Uh-oh. Fuck's sake. Kayako. Saki. I'm such a retard. Help me, AI.
Kayako Siki.
The Grudge. Survivor, Karen Davis. Map, none. Now that I think about it, maybe this chapter doesn't really need to happen. Everyone who plays this fucking game seems to have a grudge. Jurassic Park. Killer, the Raptor. The Indoraptor. The Clever Girl. Survivor, Ian Malcolm. Map, Jurassic Park. There's a lot of naysayers out there going, nay, nay. But the hell with those horses. Playing as a dinosaur would be cool as fuck. I don't want to hear that Jurassic Park doesn't fit. Yes, it does. Dinosaurs are scary, damn it. They're really scary. The only reason you're not afraid of dinosaurs is because they're all dead, let's face it. There's also a lot of options for survivors that could be skins, but let's face it, we all want Jeff Goldblum. There's no one else. Who else is the Mr. DNA? Fuck Mr. DNA. Bloodborne. Killer, get him. The first hunter. Survivor, Lady Maria. The doll version, by the way, the one that levels you up. Not the version of Lady Maria that could just chop you into itty bitty bits and stick you under the floorboards. The map. Fucking thing. Map. Hunter's Dream. Or Yarnum. Bloodborne would be epic, but for some reason Sony hates Bloodborne. With a burning passion, it seems. And they have sentenced that IP to rot alone and to be forgotten for all eternity. And even if they didn't despise the IP with every fibre of their being, I still don't think Sony would let Xbox and Nintendo use their characters. Sony would only allow it, I think, if it was exclusive to PlayStation players. And Behaviour would never accept that, so who knows. Take that, Sony, for not letting it happen. Speaking of not letting it happen, these next few licensed chapters are probably very, very unlikely. But still not impossible, so I'll go over them anyway. The Exorcist. Killer, The Possessed. Survivor, Damien Karras. Map, none. Behaviour themselves have stated that they don't want any ties to actual religions. That's why the Plague is an ancient priestess of an unknown Babylonian religion. That's why I don't think the Conjuring or the Nun is ever making it into the game. But with the Exorcist, if they just cut out all the ties to Christianity and, if they have to, the priest survivor and just have it as a standalone killer paragraph, they may be able to work around it. I don't know what the power would be though. I guess it would just be the Plague, but Sprinkler edition. The Fly. Killer, The Fly. The Spliced. Survivor, Veronica Queef. Sorry about that, a silly mistake. I had a frog in my throat, sorry. I mean Veronica Queef. Map, none. I have no idea if the 1986 version of The Fly would fit into Dead by Daylight, or how it would even work, but any chance for Jeff Goldblum, we take baby. We could use the 1958 version, I suppose that could work. But then the constant buzzing would be a real piss take. Oof. The Thing. Killer, The Thing. Survivor, RJ McCready. Map. The Thing doesn't really need a map, not after Mount Ormond Mines. Mount Ormond Mines basically is the Thing map. The Thing stopping, dare I say, The Thing, getting added to Dead by Daylight, would be the power. How would you make a shapeshifter work in Dead by Daylight? It's not only a 2-to-4-man Swift that would be able to tell. Even if you're a solo player, the game still gives you enough information to be able to tell. A tricky thing to add the Thing, and if it's not this thing, it's the next thing. Portal. Killer. GLaDOS. The AI. The Tester. Survivor. Shell. Map. Aperture Science. The thing stopping Portal getting into Dead by Daylight isn't figuring out how to get GLaDOS working. It's that Valve only allows free DLC, and Behaviour wouldn't want to put all that work, effort and resources into a free DLC. Maybe one day if we're lucky enough and Behaviour are feeling extra generous, we may see something, but I doubt it. Little Shop of Horrors. Killer. Audrey 2. The Venus Maneater. The Overgrowth. The Plant. The Flora. The Mean Green Mother from outer space and he's mad. Oh, sorry. Survivor. Seymour Krelborn. Map. Mushkin's Flower Shop. Little Shop of Horrors isn't impossible, but it's just very old and very niche. It'd be cool if like a giant man-eating plant got added to Dead by Daylight, but I don't know, I mean, as I say, it's very old and niche. It's not like everyone's clamouring for it. The majority of you fuckers don't even probably know what I'm talking about. Admit it, you don't know what I'm talking about, do you? The Shining. Killer. Jack Torrance. The Caretaker. Survivor. Wendy Torrance. Map. The Overlook Hotel. Again, Stephen King's wife cheated on him with Pac-Man or some shit, so his hatred for video games isn't going to let it happen. But if Stephen King gave the green light, what the fuck is Jack Torrance of all people going to do? Just average man with axe. It'll be just as powerful as strong man with bear trap. No one's going to want to play him, let's face it. Like, what's Jack Torrance going to do on Mount Ormond? Come on now. Resident Evil Chapter 3. Killer. Evelyn. The Little Girl. The Daughter. The Molded. Survivor. There's a lot of survivors, honestly. Zoe, Maya, Rosemary, Grace, Barry, Ashley. It's a fucking roulette. Pick your favourite, just pick any. Map. We've still got RPD, so he doesn't really need one, but if we get a new Resident Evil map, I guess the Baker Residence would be cool. Everyone is on the fence for a third Resident Evil chapter. Some people would love a third Resident Evil chapter, some people wouldn't mind, some people just don't want it, they think 3 is way too much. I love Resident Evil, so I wouldn't mind personally. Everyone says Jack Baker or Lady Dimitrescu for a third Resident Evil killer. Even though I love Jack and I wouldn't mind him being the killer, Evelyn is the main big bad. She shows up in both Resident Evil 7 and 8 and in the Rose DLC. And as for Lady D, guys, come on now, let's stop the meme. Lady D is not hot, look at this. And now, I won't say she's gross, but come on. That's not exactly a beauty model, is it? The only reason people swoon over her is because, 1, she's tall. Even though realistically, she's way too tall. She's creepily tall. She's unsettlingly tall. She makes Nemesis look like a dwarf. Ugh. And 2, she shows a little teeny tiny bit of cleavage. So let's stop pretending. Get yourself a nice, cool, refreshing glass of water and stop being so thirsty. Jeepers Creepers. Killer, the Creeper. Survivor, Trish or Danny Jenner. Map, none. Now Jeepers Creepers could be cool, but unfortunately the IP holder is the biggest creeper of them all. So thanks to that dirty, degenerate, no good nonce, it probably won't ever happen. Womp womp. Stranger Things, 2nd chapter. Killer, Henry Krell. The One. The Curse. Survivor, Jim Hopper or Joyce Byers. Map, doesn't need one. We've got Hawkins. It's kind of up in the air if we'll get a 2nd chapter for Stranger Things or not. But some people are speculating that the upcoming November chapter is the 2nd Stranger Things one, so they can coincide with their long-awaited 5th season. Who knows? Until Dawn. Killer, the Wendigo. More specifically, Anna Washington. She's slightly bigger than most of the Wendigos, and she has a little butterfly tattoo on her arm. Isn't that nice? Work it, girlfriend. Survivor, any of the 6 main protagonists. Just make one of the Survivor and the other 5 skins. Map, none. I still don't think Sony would allow a PlayStation exclusive IP on Nintendo and Xbox consoles. Clock Tower. Killer, Bobby Barrows. The Scissorman. Survivor, Jennifer Simpsons. The map, Springfield. I'm kidding, no map. Clock Tower is a very possible choice that would fit really well in the world of Dead by Daylight, but it's just very old and very niche, so I don't know if there's much demand. The Mummy. Not the shit one. Killer, The Mummy. Survivor, Rick O'Connell. My god, I miss Brendan Fraser. I really do. Map, Egyptian tomb. Like an Egyptian tomb style map. Please, behaviour, please, come on, just give me Brendan. Gimme. Doctor Who. Killer, the Cyberman, the Weeping Angel, the Dalek. I don't know much about Doctor Who. I don't really watch it. I know the lore can be more spooky than what it looks like. It looks a bit goofy, but the actual lore, if you actually get into the meat and potatoes, can be kind of disturbing and spooky and a little creepy. I don't know who the survivors could be because I never watch it, and I don't know what killer would best represent the franchise, but Doctor Who could be a possible chapter is what I'm saying, even though I don't know much about it myself personally. I do know that it could be a possible chapter. Not a very likely chapter, but a possible one. The next few chapters could be controversial with the licenses not being horror or even horror adjacent, but they do contain enough elements that could be adapted to fit a horror theme, but there might be a lot of outcry because, as I say, it's not very horror or horror adjacent. So let's continue with Harry Potter, Killer, Voldemort, the Death Eater. Can't have the Dark Lord anymore. Sorry, Snozzless, but it's been taken. Survivor, Harry, or Hermione, or Ron, or Jenny. I don't know, just pick one and the other students can be skins. Map, Hogwarts. Even though Harry Potter isn't horror, Voldemort himself is a spooky, scary guy. He's literally the leader of a bloodthirsty Nazi-like cult, so he could fit in the game, I guess. Pirates of the Caribbean. Killer, Davy Jones. The Ferryman, the Devil of the Deep. Survivor, Jack Sparrow, or Elizabeth Swann, or Will Turner. Map, Black Pearl and the Flying Dutchman. You know when 2 pirate ships like cross and then the planks come down and they board one another, like that, but the 2 ships is the Black Pearl and the Flying Dutchman. You know what I mean. You could probably imagine it. We all want Jack Sparrow in Dead by Daylight. Johnny Depp, the GOAT, come on, we all want him. He's amazing. And even though Disney and Behaviour seem to have a very good relationship, Johnny Depp hates Disney. For a good reason, by the way. And wouldn't return to the franchise for, and I quote, $3 million and 1 million alpacas. So it's clear what you must do, Behaviour. You need to get your shit together. Get $300 million and 1,001 alpacas. And we all knew it was coming. Star Wars. Killer, Darth Vader, the Sith. Or the Sith Lord if you want to be a bit extra about it. Survivor, I don't know. Fucking Jar Jar. I'd love to hook that guy. Han Solo, that's another good choice. My personal choice would be a Wookiee. Imagine hearing the satisfying scream of a Wookiee when being hooked. Oh, beautiful. Map, none. Although it would be cool if I got the Castlevania treatment. And every time you play a match with Darth Vader, up in the sky there was a floating Death Star. That'd be cool as hell. But yeah, this video's getting kind of long now, so I'm just going to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, appreciate it. Big kisses everywhere. Let me know in the comments what you think, if there's any more chapters that you would like, what you think about the chapters I've discussed. And let me know if you want another one of these videos where all the possibilities for solo killers, because I've got a million of those, and also solo survivors as well. But yeah, enjoy the Dead by Daylight 9th anniversary. Enjoy throwing axes at people, enjoy swinging on hooks, and you know what? Have a great day. Bye bye.